so much for hanging out with us. My name is Valerie. We've got a free giveaway coming up a little later in the show, so make sure you hang out with us. Drop some comments in the comments and let us know that you're here. That is the way that you may be the eligible winner of this amazing prize. So stay with us. We are Spirit Tribe Tea Talk. I'm going to be talking about mediumship in a little while. We're going to kick it over to Kendra. She's going to be talking about her book. And I just want to let you know that we are so grateful that you are here. So thank you so much for hanging out with us and helping us spread a little bit of kindness. Hey, Frankie, take it away, my friend.
Great. Thanks, Val. And I think in the beginning, the intro might have cut you off a little bit, but we were talking about stay tuned because we have a giveaway that we're going to be giving at the end of the show. So we're excited. So if you are just joining us, welcome. Drop your name in the comments if you're here. We're so glad that you're joining us on the Spirit Tribe Tea Talk show. We all have our new mugs, and the mugs are also available if you're interested on the website. So a little bit of kindness.org. It's in the comments. We won't tell you what's in our mug. That's a secret, kind of. But it's tea, really, honestly. Might be peyote, but no. Well, today's show, we're going to be talking with author Kendra Bergman about her book, You're Not Effing Crazy. And I'm so excited for Kendra to be here and talking with us. And Val's going to be talking about what is a medium and mediumship. So if you ever had questions about that, you'll be able to do Q&A. So if you want to add comments and let us know if you have questions about anything that we're talking about, please drop the comments in. And hopefully you guys can see the comments. I see that Wendy joined us and Randall. Wendy, can you see the comments out there? If I hide this, let's see. Do you see the comments dropping in? We're kind of doing some beta testing on stuff. I can see them over here, but they're really tiny. So I'm guessing you guys can.
I was seeing them all. Yeah.
You seeing them all? Okay. Perfect. So today is the full strawberry moon. I don't know if any of you are feeling the effect of the moon. How about you guys? Any effects today?
Oh, yes.
Bouncing
I did not
off the
sleep well last night. I'm so tired. I've been so tired all day long.
Okay. So you might be feeling the effects from that. I wanted to do a little start to the show, a little full moon manifestation prayer. So here we go. In the radiant glow of the full moon, I open my heart and soul to the universe in this sacred moment. I offer this prayer, weaving my intentions with the lunar brilliance that lights the night sky. Under the watchful gaze of the full moon, I manifest abundance in every aspect of my life. I ask the universe to guide me towards prosperity and joy. May the moonlight illuminate the path of my dreams. With each beam of moonlight, I release any negative energy that lingers within my spirit. I release doubts and fears, letting the moon's energy cleanse my soul. I manifest love and compassion. I embrace the interconnectedness of all beings and my spirit tribe here. And may my relationships be harmonious and filled with understanding and deepened by the moon's radiant energy. As the moon reigns over the night sky, I manifest balance and harmony within myself. May I find inner peace, profound connection, serenity, and connection to the rhythm of the universe under the energy of the moon. In this sacred moment of manifestation, I express gratitude for the abundance that I have and that is yet to come. I embrace the moon's guidance, leading me to new beginnings. I trust my intentions will be heard and manifested in divine timing. So I hope you guys put your moon water out tonight, make some moon, go out and soak in some moonbeams. Shannon, what did you have? Something else about the planets going on. What's going on with them? So.
Oh, well, okay. So
I think Shannon is a victim of the full moon energy right now. I think that her Wi-Fi has got moonbeams in it right now. So, maybe we can get back to Shannon in a couple of minutes if she can get reconnected with us.
Oh, I think she's here.
Is she here?
Can y'all see me?
A little swirly thing.
Yeah, I can see you. I can hear you.
Okay, I've had a lot going on today, but I have not had swirlies. And I know I work for a plumbing company, but that's the last thing I would ever do is get a swirly. Although, that's, for us old folks, we definitely know what swirlies are. We might have to teach these young whippersnappers that. So when we started out, I know these times have passed, but June 6th, Venus enters Taurus, which if you or your loved ones felt a little bit more self-love, sensuality, that's going to be a reason why there. And you're going to get a little bit of extra grounded energy for that. June 8th, not to be overlooked either, Mercury entered Cancer. So if you had a lot of conversations with people that were of an emotional nature, that's going to be why. If you were a little bit more on the intuitive plane this week, not really sure where some of your answers were coming from, it was more along those were opening up as far as the intuitive thinking. June 9th, now this is going to be important, ladies and gentlemen. Jupiter entered Cancer. Now, it's not entering and saying, hi, and then leaving. It's going to be there for a good long while, okay? So what that's going to do for you is it's going to give you an opportunity and time to look at emotional growth, look at your home life. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean your personal home, but how you also interact with your children, if you have those, or other people that are meaningful in your life, their home life, because it's going to connect. We're all connected. Family and nurturing, it's all about that from this point forward, while it's in that period of time until early 2026. Okay, as Frankie mentioned, the full strawberry moon tonight, go out there and dance and love, but it's also going to bring abundance and adventure. Mars in Leo squares Uranus in Taurus on June 15th, which that's going to bring you some unexpected shifts. So I wouldn't necessarily plan on doing anything major or signing any documents that day. Just even if it sounds good, just kind of, really weigh out the options. And then the big one, June 20th, 21st, summer solstice, Sun enters Cancer, celebration, renewal. And if your cup is half full when you're looking at it that the day is longer, then great for you. If you're looking at it that you work nights and if the nights are usually too long, then great for you because it's a little bit shorter for you on that night. So one way or another, you can look at it positively, okay?
Yes.
When you look at the new moon this month, it promises to bring a sweetness and respite into your life if you use the energy correctly. So think about that, sit and rest with it. When you think about that, the stillness that you get, when you can sit and let everything else go by, let the stillness just creep in and sit with it kindly like your best friend, some of the best things can happen for you and some of the greatest insights. So I welcome you to do that, my friends. So that's all I have at the moment for astrological events. Frankie, if you want to take it away, or anybody have any additions to that?
I have a question.
Of course you
sorry.
do.
Shannon, that last part was beautiful. And were you saying that that's part of the summer solstice, or were you saying in general?
General for the new moon this month, that's a great
good.
time to start those things.
Yes. Okay.
You're welcome.
I love that. That's something I really need to practice, is just sitting and sitting with it.
Right. And for those of you that don't feel you're creative, this is a good time to really embrace your creative spirit, because it's going to open that up a little bit more for you. Not to say and leave those people out that are already creative. If you're wanting to start something new, or you're already in a project and you feel like you're stuck with it, that might be also a time to sit with it and say, okay, which direction do I need to go with that?
And this is good till when, Shannon?
That's starting for the new moon. So you're going to take it that cycle, that lunar cycle.
The whole cycle.
And then if you stay, along, depending on what you're looking at having, along with, the nurturing of the relationships and things like that, you can extend it.
Awesome. Okay.
Creativity doesn't just, a lot of times we think of, one more thing. We think creativity is only when we're doing art or music or something of that sort. And it is, and writing. And those are beautiful pursuits. But what we have to remember, myself included, I had to smack myself with a bat, is other things.
A 2x4.
Yes.
No bat.
I'm practicing self-love. I got a bat. It's smaller. Okay. But
funny.
you have to look at creativity as embracing everything that you're looking at in your life, because if you're going to do something a little bit different with it, you had to think of the creative process on what you wanted to change. So it's not about just those things that you can make money at or something of that sort. Does that make sense?
It does. And I want to throw this in because it is the strawberry moon. And it's a time to celebrate your harvest. And so you're talking about being creative, and I'm trying to be creative, and I know Wendy is as well. And several people out there are probably doing the same thing in the garden, especially right now. The garden, be creative there too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for
And
pointing that out,
nurturing.
Shannon. Yeah.
It's also
You're
a great
welcome.
place to be still and listen.
I love that.
Good point. Good point, Natalie.
And if you're just joining us, drop your name in the comments and welcome. We want to see who's here. We want to say hi to us. So welcome. I see people are jumping on. So Wendy said, thank you, Shannon. She liked that. So
And there's a
You're
free
welcome,
gift.
Wendy.
Drop your name so you can be in the raffle for the free gift.
I have her down. She is here.
Yes. So if you drop your name in the comments, we're giving away a free gift at the end of the show. So drop your name in because we're going to do a drawing at the end for the gift. And as always, don't forget, which way are we pointing? Like, subscribe. If you like what we're doing here, please subscribe. So we will continue to offer all of these messages.
Actually, I think I was practicing that. I think it was, so hang on. Thank you for listening to us today. If you really truly enjoyed what you heard here today, please hit the subscribe button or the like, whichever direction it is for you, and we would be greatly appreciative. So hit those buttons, baby.
Nicely
No,
done.
too much. That's too much. The baby part, right?
No,
That was
perfect.
perfect. All right, guys. So I want to introduce our next guest, and I am going to be having, let me get me up here. I'm going to have Val, and Val is going to talk to us about what is a medium and what is mediumship. So some of you might have had questions, concerns, thoughts, you're not really sure. Val's going to explain it and explain how she kind of came into it. And then we're going to open it for Q&A. So this is a time where if you had any question, there is no dumb questions, nothing to be afraid to ask. We're here, and this is what the show is about, is to create community and connection. So if there's something you want to ask about or something you've always wondered about, please throw those in the comments, and we would love to discuss them with you, and then we'll open it up for discussion with everybody about the topic. So welcome, Val. I'm so excited that you're going to talk about this. If you don't know, Val has done wonderful open reads for us. She is a gifted medium, and she will be at the Psychic Fair online Friday too. So if you want to join us Friday, we have tickets left still. If you want to get a private reading with Val on Friday, they're 10 minutes for $20, and you can go to the website alittlebitoftKindness.org to get tickets.
Thank you so much,
Val,
Frankie. I appreciate that.
Before you start, I'm sorry. I was just reading the comments, and I wanted to point out that apparently they subscribe if they're watching us live on Facebook, which a lot of them are.
So
I have it up here. So if you're, I don't know if you're on your phone, but if you can just turn your phone, the subscribe button is underneath us for this one on my phone.
Is that on Facebook?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And on
Yeah.
Facebook.
So on the comments, it looks like most of the people are looking at Facebook. So, just a learning process for us. Sorry, Val.
Oh, that's okay. That's good advice, because we do want you to subscribe us, like us, tell us we're beautiful, whatever it is. I don't know.
Right?
Yes, I'm trying not to be nervous, but honestly, I'm just going to lean into the skid right now. I actually am a little bit nervous because I am with such an amazing group of women here, and you guys are definitely my light. So thank you so much for all that you are doing to help spread some kindness. Thank you for being here to listen to us as we hopefully spread some kindness for you as well. And I wanted to talk a little bit about mediumship, and I absolutely love mediumship. It is something that sort of found me, and I am pleased to be able to share it with others. And an evidential medium essentially is somebody who connects with spirit, gives you pieces of evidence, and helps to prove that life continues on the other side of the veil after we've passed. And it is such a wonderful thing to be able to talk to folks that are, sometimes they're in grief, sometimes they've lost someone many, many years ago, and still want to know that that person, their loved one, and sometimes even that person that they had a difficult relationship with, is still there, and there's still kind of a relationship that continues on afterward. I have read for many folks that have never quite found closure after a difficult relationship. And sometimes that person will come through for us and apologize for things they did. And sometimes they don't apologize. And that in and of itself is sometimes evidence as well. So it's as simple as that, but it really is a lot more complicated than that, as you can well imagine. I think mediumship found me probably when I was very, very young. When I was young, my grandmother was a big influence in my life. And she watched all the shows with Sally Jesse Raphael and all of the famous mediums that trickled through there. And we talked a lot about mediums and mediumship. She bought all of the books, and it was wonderful. And she handed me all of these books and told me why James Van Praagh was so incredible. And I read them, and it made a big impression on me. So there was never a question in my mind whether this was possible. I knew it was possible. My grandmother would lose her glasses and not be able to find them, and then have a whole conversation with her brother that was on the other side to bring them back. And sure enough, in moments, they would reappear, usually on top of her head, but that's a whole other story. But it was never something I questioned, but I had many experiences when I was very young that confirmed for me that this was possible. But I didn't have a lexicon. I didn't have the words. I didn't have the understanding. And I found mentors who were able to help me connect. And it's as simple as this, but also as complicated as this. You know, you've been in meditation, or you've been daydreaming, or just, think back to that boring teacher droning on in high school, and your eyes go out the window, and you start just like stream of consciousness, imagining, and ideas come to you. And how do you know that you didn't just move your mind into sort of an alpha state and have some things come through from the other side? You don't know, because when you do that, there's no way to verify that. That is the other piece of mediumship, because it is a triangle. A mediumship read is a triangle. It's the medium, the sitter or the client, and its spirit. So between all of us, as those, sorry about my dogs. See, listen, she's a medium too.
That's okay. I thought it was Shannon.
She wants to get in on this conversation as well. So if you've got all three of those components, and you've got the medium who is conversing with spirit, as the medium brings evidence through, as the sitter takes the evidence, the energy builds. And again, I'm going to go back to that alpha state. You remember, you just sort of move your mind into an alpha state. And that is the state that I talked about, that daydream state, that falling asleep state, and that meditation state. And it does take some practice. And it does take some folks that are willing to sit down with you and help you learn this and help you confirm that you are, in fact, having a conversation. You're not making it up. And that is what Kendra is going to be talking about, that you're not crazy. You're not making it up in your head as much as it's going to feel like it. And that is, once you can overcome the urge to negate everything because it can't be possible, there's no way you're actually having a conversation with those on the other side, but you are. And we get these little things as we're giving mediumship evidence. We call them nuggets. And the nuggets are those undeniable pieces from that person in spirit you can't deny. I remember one time I was talking to one of my clients, and I kept seeing, I think it was her grandmother or maybe an aunt, kept putting what looked like a ladybug in my hand. I'm like, why do I keep getting ladybugs? And I said it out loud, and I saw tears mist up in her eyes. And she told me that was something that her person collected. that she had ladybugs of every color. People bought them for her. And she said, and I work with clients. She tells me this. I work with clients, and I had a client give me a ladybug, like found one and put one in my hand. And I went, there you go. There's your nugget. There are just too many things that add up beyond coincidence. Now, the meat, as I like to call it, of mediumship, the real reason people show up is not just proof. It isn't just, yeah, show me the nuggets and tell me that my person is there. The real reason they're there is because they want that conversation. They want to be able to have that communication with their person in spirit. And that's the message. And the messages come through in a variety of ways. Sometimes an adept medium will bring little pieces of a message through and then continue getting evidence, continue doing these things, and then go back to a message again. Typically, messages come near the end, depending on how long the reading is. And those messages can be anything from, I see what you're doing in your life, and I love it. Keep doing it. Keep being great. And they keep trying to, kind of advocate for what you're doing, kind of give you that stamp of approval, saying, good job, you're awesome. And sometimes there are things like that thing that we did, that falling out, that argument we had, I was wrong about that. And those things matter. They're like balm to our hearts when we feel like we're never going to get to speak to them again. We're never going to get that unfinished business. I've had many, many folks come through and say, I heard you in the last few moments, and I know you were concerned, and I know you made a very hard decision, but I want you to know that I thank you for that. I thank you for that difficult decision that you made. And they come through with messages of love. Even sometimes when the messages are a little harsh, they're still meant in love. And if I could take away everything that we do in our lives, everything about mediumship, everything about any kind of level of psychism, anything about tarot, all of the stuff that we do, that we connect, there is only one thing that matters, and that is love. Nothing else matters. Yeah. Love is what we do. Kindness is how we display that love. And that is the one and only thing that matters. And that's the thing that persists with mediumship. That's the thing that on the other side, they come back to remind us. They come back to tell us that you're not alone. You're loved. You were loved. I might have been a rotten person, or I might have been a great person, or I might have been a human person, but you were loved throughout all of it. And sometimes that is what we need to hear in whatever font it is that they're bringing it through to us. And if you ever want to become a medium, if this is a path that you feel is something that you want to pursue, that is definitely something that if you find somebody who is a trustworthy person who can help you learn, then find someone that you can work with who shines that light back to you, that can help you find your mediumship in love, in light. There are a lot of folks out there that have different teaching styles. So with the internet, it's really easy to find somebody that is a good fit for you. Sometimes you're lucky and you have some folks locally. I love what Wendy said, that when she first started to feel this, it scared her a little bit. She thought it was, my God, it didn't sound right. And I understand that. It sounds like the voice in your head. It sounds like your own conscious thoughts. But as you open up your clairs, as you open up essentially your five senses, you realize that there's something a little more to it than just the thoughts in your head. We all have a dominant clair, just like we have a dominant sense. A lot of us are very visual. I tend to be a very visual person. I'm becoming a more auditory person because I work with audio a lot more now. But as far as my clairs go, visual, I can imagine anything. A whole reel, a whole movie will just unfold in my mind. But I'm learning to lean into the other things. We've got clairvoyance, which is being able to see. Clairaudience is being able to hear. I love it when people walk in and they're like, there's a guy named Ted. He's 37 years old and he's here to talk to you and he's your brother. Like that, I love. Most mediums are not that locked in. We usually, it feels like grabbing for pieces of fuzz behind a curtain and trying to kind of pull those little pieces forward and putting together a puzzle. And so as I have learned how to use my clairs together, I've learned how to trust the information that I get. So sometimes I will get a thought and then I'll get a sense of knowing, or I'll feel, I'll get goose flesh or something like that. I'll just feel like bumps all over my body. And I just know the information I'm bringing through is right. And essentially that comes with practice, and experience. And then confidence starts to follow after that. And once you get to a specific point, once that confidence is in place, you start to trust it even more. And that feedback loop, just like the feedback loop that you get when you're doing mediumship and giving evidence, that helps to strengthen your mediumship as well. So if it's something you're interested in, and if you want to read, or if you'd like to talk more about some of the mentors that I've worked with, you can always drop me a line. I am Evidential Medium Valerie on Facebook. You can follow me there on Facebook or on Instagram, or connect with me that way and let me know what your thoughts are. And if I can, I'll help you connect with some of the folks that have been amazing in my life. And they will help you understand what this path is all about. And I'm always down to talk about it too. So thank you so much for listening to this. And, let me know what you think about mediumship. Drop me a line and do that. And don't forget, we are giving away a something special free for you. And the only way you can drop a comment into our comment section. Let us know you're here. We're going to randomly draw a name at the end of our broadcast. So thanks.
I want to piggyback. If I could piggyback. Oh, Shannon wants to piggyback first.
Yeah, I want to piggyback. I'm going to piggyback first because you're going to have something valid to say too, but I'm older, so I get to go first. Okay. So with mediums and mediumship, what we get a lot, and I got this yesterday, and I was talking to my friends here earlier about it, is a lot of people are skeptical, okay? And a lot of people want to come in to a reading skeptical, and that's fine. However, because we're all like, okay, we get excited when somebody comes in and hits on something that we've been really troubled with or wanting an answer to. So, but if when you're going into a reading and you have something specific that person that you're wanting to connect with, and you are thinking about that person and open your heart and open your mind to the thought process, you can still be in the background skeptical, but then that medium is going to be able to connect with your energy much better. And it's going to make it easier for that energy to come through and for them to give you a better reading. So I'm, by all means, you go ahead and come forth with your little cynical, skeptical self, because we can't change it. We all have the ability. We can all do this stuff and talk to you and do things like that. But you will get a much better outcome if you open up the mind to the possibilities and the heart. And I'm holding my heart when I say mind as well, because there's a heart-mind connection. So if you can do that together, then that helps with all the energy and so forth going forward. So that might be, that meets in the middle on everything. There are people,
Shannon.
Yeah, because there's bad people. There are bad people in every profession. There are somebody that's
true story. Yeah.
But it should not affect how you see the entire population of individuals.
Well, to that point, Shannon, you're absolutely right. You have people that don't have any mediumship skills at all, but they're extremely good at reading people, and they're extremely good at manipulating people. And you're going to get that no matter what, whatever profession we're talking about. You get people that they overcompensate with other skills that are less enlightened, I think I want to say maybe is a word. And I think you could apply that to any profession at all.
Sure.
So I agree with that, but going into it with an open mind, not so open that your brains fall out, but open enough. Open enough that you're open enough that you're willing to maybe be curious and accept that that information could be coming your way in the way that you want. And even somebody who's really good at reading you, even if they don't give you a good mediumship read, you never know. They might give you a nugget of something that you can use later that will mean something to you. So yeah, I think that's good.
So I want
Don't ever give anyone thousands of dollars though to do that. Never do that. No.
No.
Good tip. Good tip, Val.
I wanted to piggyback just because, Val, you were talking about, if you're curious about it, you want to have a discussion about it. That's part of how this show came to be, was we found like-minded individuals, right? We all have gifts, but they're not identical, right?
Nope.
And we found a safe space, and we found our tribe where we could ask questions and talk about this stuff and help develop our things, our gifts further. So I think finding the community, that's the community that we're creating, right? Creating community, creating connection. It's all about that. So if you have questions, if you are curious about it, this is the safe space to ask, right?
Okay.
Yes.
And so I just want to bring up, Val mentioned that anybody can learn to become a medium, and that is true. We all have those gifts if you want to work on developing them. So it's not just a certain person. Not to say there are not people who are naturally gifted and have a stronger sense of the intuition, but you can develop, and I'm getting goosebumps as I say this.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
and so I want to say, because I have studied mediumship at Lilydale, New York, and I want to bring up how many of you here, I know some of you other people here are mediums on the show. How many of you, by a raise of hand, have studied mediumship or consider yourself a somewhat medium? Okay. So
I like to know.
I was just going to say, if 100% of us do not raise a hand, come on. And you, Natalie, you and I, sweetie, we're going to.
Yes.
So it's all about learning, like we talked about before, trusting your intuition and, kind of just meditating and practicing. Like Val said, it's learning to trust yourself and practicing with people you feel comfortable with to enhance and build those gifts. So as children, we're all really open to things, but life conditions us, right? Religion, family, lifestyle, culture, kind of conditions us not to believe that the things we might know naturally are real, or to trust them and give them kind of a negative condensation. We're all here to operate in light and love. So, don't believe any messages are necessarily evil or negative. We are here to connect, to bring light and love to you. And think about, there is yin and yang, and we talked about this, like there is good and bad with everything.
Yeah.
When you read the Bible in life, there is the yin and yang symbol. So there is two sides to everything. Without it, there wouldn't be, that balance, right? So there are different degrees to everything. I want to also bring up, as we're transitioning, if you have questions for Val before we switch topics, drop them in the comments, guys. If you want to drop your name in the comments for the giveaway at the end of the show, drop them in. Also, I just want to do a teaser that if you haven't seen the video, we are launching an app before the end of the year called A Little Bit of Kindness, and you're going to see all of these great teachers sharing videos, sharing their skills, and so many more. It's a nationwide app that we're launching, and so we are encouraging gifted teachers, healers, breath work, messages of the day, to contact us at alittlebitofkindness.org if you want to be part of this wonderful app. And we hope you really are going to love it as much as we are all developing it for you to love. So we're taking a lot of these ideas and putting it in a place where you can come to build stronger community and connection. And if there are no questions, anyone have anything else they want to add on this topic before I switch it? Okay, who had the affirmation of the day?
I think that was me.
Okay.
And I did something a little different. I was going to look up something from, like, I don't know, Dr. Wayne Dyer, or, someone like that who does some amazing stuff. But I figured I'd go a little modern with this. I talked to ChatGPT.
I knew it.
I did, and I said, please give me 15 uplifting quotes and positive affirmations infused with metaphysical wisdom and attributed to made-up visionary thought leaders. So I am going to read like 3 of them because I have 15, so I thought I have a lot to choose from. But I love some of the stuff they came up with, okay? Orion Vega, you all remember Orion Vega, you know, the eminent leader of thought, says, abundance is not earned, it is remembered. Align with your worth and watch it flow. I love that. I think it's a beautiful thought. And here from Solara Midnight, your dreams are echoes of the universe reminding you of your limitless nature.
Oh,
Good one.
Okay, and I'll do one more because I love that it's both ridiculous and oh, okay, all right. This one is maybe my favorite. Radiate kindness and the cosmos will return it in ways beyond imagination. Attributed to
Yes.
August solstice.
I love that one.
I
Nice.
love
Nice.
it.
Yes.
Love it. Perfect.
So, there you go. There's your affirmations.
All
the day
right.
from the internet.
And let's jump. Thank you, Val, for that. We love that. So let's jump to Danelle. Danelle, are you ready to do the crystal of the month?
Okay. Okay.
I put her on the spot. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I have it all here. So I chose this time, it's called the Chevron Amethyst. And for Val, I'm doing the and the chevron, I mean, I think they're kind of easy to find. It's not a man-made rock at all. It's an actual crystal. This one I found, well, if you're anybody's local, I found this one at the A to Z Rock Shop here in Sierra Vista. They have a ton of stuff. So I found this there. And I also have another one that's really quite
I'm
large.
sorry.
And this one's a raw version of it.
So
But the-
Danelle,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead. You're going there. I was going to ask what's in it.
Yes.
The chevron amethyst, so it's a combination of, well, you see the zigzag pattern in it if you can see
Yes.
really close.
That's-
It's a combination of amethyst, obviously, and it's either white quartz or some people say snow quartz. And the zigzag, some people call it the dogtooth amethyst as well. I call it the Charlie Brown pattern amethyst, just for our old school peeps, if
Yeah.
you know. But the amethyst, in short, it's like peace, protection, higher intuition. And then the white quartz, it's like amplification, just like the clear quartz, clarity, cleansing. So the chevron amethyst, it creates a crystal that aligns with the body, mind, spirit, soul for deep transformation. So it's kind of a big, it's a big one. It's a big one.
Yeah.
Amethyst is an all
Beautiful.
healer anyhow, but for spiritual and metaphysical, it can enhance like your inner vision. It cleanses your auric field and raises vibration. It's great in meditation, connecting to guides or any higher realms. It helps release the karmic cycles, addictions, which is amethyst as well.
What's happening?
Hey, Danelle, hold up the bigger one while you're talking, please. Hold up the
And you
bigger.
gotta get Frankie to keep you up there.
I'm sorry. It keeps jumping around. I don't know. I'm trying to show the comments and it keeps interrupting.
This
Oh,
Turn
That's
it just
beautiful.
a little bit. No, come towards the other direction.
yeah, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
Perfect.
Now,
Oh,
wait
That's
a
the
minute.
raw version.
Hold. Put her back up on the screen. Okay.
I'm trying. It's just doing its own thing today.
I
Danelle.
think there is a spirit trying to say Val is here. Val is
Danelle.
here.
I
Danelle,
was just gonna say
hold
that.
it back up. Hold it back up and move your fingers. The other one. Hold the other one
The
up.
other one.
That's
you
all I
smart
can-
ass. Hold the
all I'm-
other rock up.
You want the big one.
Yes. Turn it around. Till
Put
I
it
say
together.
stop. Stop.
There you
Stop. There, perfect.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go get one of those, Danelle. I love it.
It's the chevron quartz. So,
Chevron amethyst.
I mean amethyst, but it actually, okay, I know this sounds crazy because it's not working. It helps with your overwhelming chaos during your spiritual awakening. So I don't know what maybe it's bringing some chaos, some amplification. Somebody got a clear quartz or white quartz around there. They're amplifying some crazy right now.
I do.
There
I
you
think
go.
it's the full moon
I
is
have-
interrupting.
I
It's
have
that
a big
pink
one in
moon.
here too.
But
Okay,
it's supposed to help with your mental focus and clarity, decision making. But it's also great for empaths, and it just helps keep from absorbing other people's negative energy.
Mm.
So, and it's good for healers too. Anybody doing Reiki or energy healing, it's really helpful because it can take away that negative energy. So, if you're wanting to break destructive patterns or emotional dependencies, it's the one to go to. So, and of course, it's also connected to your third eye and crown chakra. So, it's a good one. Anybody on a spiritual path that you're wanting to go deep, it'll help you.
All right. So do you want to each take a turn and show your stone, and then we'll do a 50-second healing? All right. So that's Danelle.
Yes.
All right. I love the. All right. Let's go to Val. Here we go, Val. Ready? Show
Wait a
what you
minute.
got. That amethyst.
I was gonna say, Val, you're not using your hand like you showed us.
All right, Natalie.
Nice. Oh, I love the smooth.
Nice and smooth.
I didn't
Sorry.
follow directions today, so I don't have mine.
That's okay. We'll share with you. All right.
Is it in
this
your
the
pants
one-
pocket?
No, not this time.
All right, and Miss
I wrote
Kendra.
it with me.
Beautiful. All right. So let's go to the group view, and you guys want to just hold them all up, and we'll just send some healing light energy. What's this energy for, Danelle? Healing? I know amethyst is for healing. What else?
Well, amethyst is for healing, but let's do some emotional work with it. Just any type of emotional dependencies.
Danelle, I'm gonna interject. When we're doing this, we're going to send it out to, there's a couple people that are together with somebody at this point in time that is needing that energy. So if we can all focus on that as well, because that's what I saw in the rock. I put that in the private chat for you.
Oh, is that what you were doing? Okay.
Yeah. So if you
And
want to
Wendy's-
focus that energy, there's individuals out there that need the other part too, but that's what I saw when you held it up.
Okay.
So here we go. We're sending out some lovely healing amethyst energy. Soak it in. All right. Beautiful. Room got warm.
Definitely.
All right. And Wendy said she had hers. I don't know. I'm trying to pop these comments up, and that was making the screen go back and forth crazy too. And Tiger Iron. Okay.
Ooh.
I love it. All right. So we did the crystal. Let's move on to Kendra is going to talk about Author Kendra. I'm so excited. Her book. Did you bring your book with you today?
I did. You can't see it, but there we go. You're not effing crazy. Yeah. Oh, look, everybody's got one. Look at you guys. Ah, thank you. So it's really interesting for me to be listening to Val's talk and then reading some of the notes that I wrote for myself about the book, because I had no idea that our talks were going to be this close. We didn't practice them. We didn't get together and talk about it ahead of time. But I find it very interesting because I'm just looking at a couple of bullet points. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm going to say about my book. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say about my book. So the core message of the book is to basically reassure people that they're not crazy for experiencing those visions or voices or feelings, sensations, or getting a sense of knowingness. I had a mentor who used to say, you know, like you know, like you know. And there's really no other description for it than that, because it's just that sense of knowingness. And that's where Val's talking about the clairs. And so the whole point of the book is to assure people that everyone has spiritual gifts, which again was already said today, but it's just a matter of developing them and really finding the community that you can connect with to answer those questions you have. But like Val said, when you're sitting in prayer or meditation or staring out the window in a classroom and you're just in that, I didn't know it was called an alpha state until Val brought it up, but in that alpha state, and you start hearing things or you see images and you're doubting yourself. The whole point is, no, you're not crazy. You're not. But what happens is our egoic mind, right? So it's the egoic mind. It's the logical brain that starts to say, I'm not, as Danelle would say, I'm not that bright. It's the logical brain that would say, I can't create that. I can't, this is obviously just my imagination. I'm not hearing voices. I'm not speaking to somebody on the other side. I'm not seeing a vision from my deceased sister, handing me peach yogurt. Like our egoic mind says, this is not real. This is not real. And I think that part of that is society, right? Society has brought that to us. And when I was a kid, I was discouraged for talking about some experiences because they would say, they're going to lock you up and take you to the funny farm. Of course, they were joking, but there was little known about mental illness and mental health at that time. So even as a joke, it kind of could be real that they were going to put you in a straitjacket and lock you up. Nowadays, there's much more known about mental health, obviously. And it's important to distinguish the difference, obviously, between real mental health issues and spiritual gifts. And if you're seriously questioning it, obviously seek mental health professional to help you out. I've been to therapy. I recommend therapy of all kinds. But when you're hearing those voices and they're full of loving kindness, and that's really what I use as the key, where I suggest to people, if you're seeing things or hearing things or getting a sense of knowingness, and it's out of love, it's out of loving kindness, then that's your mediumship abilities, or that's your spiritual gifts talking to you. That's your gifts from God, if you believe in God. My mom, I was sharing this with someone today, but my mom, she's a Christian, and she is pretty devout in her beliefs. And I was studying yoga teacher training, and part of yoga is meditating. And I was talking to my mom about meditating, and she was a little bit, she's still open-minded about things. But I told her, Mom, when you're sitting here at the kitchen table for an hour in the morning and you're reading your Bible, and then you're staring out the window, having a conversation with God, or just thinking or daydreaming, you're meditating. This is a form of meditation. And so that's kind of what piggybacked onto Val's conversation too, which is you're staring out the window, you're entering that alpha state, which I thought was really cool information, Val. So thank you for that. You're entering into that alpha state. And so your spiritual gifts are coming through. And I think it's important to get rid of the stigma, to release the fear of judgment, and know that you can speak your truth. So if you have questions, or if you're starting to develop your spiritual gifts, by all means, you really want to dig into that. And of course, like I said, make sure it's filled with loving kindness in all ways, and sharing your stories. And this actually just happened to me. I have a friend who bought my book a long time ago, I don't know, 6 months or a year ago. And she's now at home recovering from surgery. So she was just able to read it. And in my book, I have 3 stories from very wonderful souls who were gracious enough to share their stories. One of them was from Danelle. And Danelle's story was actually the one that my friend Facebook messaged me about. And she said, oh my gosh, I'm reading your book. I just got to Danelle's story and I had a similar experience a few years ago. Remind me to tell you about that. So she was afraid to share this story with people. She hasn't told very many people about it, right? Because it sounds crazy.
Yep.
If you ever sit down and talk to somebody and you say, I know this sounds crazy, but then, it's time to question, is this really a spiritual gift, or is it something that could be crazy? And craziness and silliness craziness are totally different.
And Kendra, tell the story. Can I tell the story how you and Danelle came up with the name?
Oh, thank you, Frankie. So that was exactly it. I kept sitting down with Danelle, and I was trying to share. We've been friends for many, many years, and I was trying to share some stories with her. And I kept saying, every time I sit down with her, I'd be like, okay, I had something happen, and I know this sounds crazy, or I have this vision, and I know it sounds crazy. And finally, one day, Danelle was just like, you are not crazy.
Yeah.
So
with
I
a
said,
big F.
yes, with the big F. And I said, that's the name of the book. I said, I guess I need to write these stories down, and I'm going to name it. I'm going to name the book that. So, and the book cover was also designed by Danelle. She actually creates these healing trees. And this was an ornament that she had given me. And I just knew that it was the design for the book. And I was very impressed with Balboa Press when they could make that into a reality. So, anyway, then I wanted to talk about finding a place where you can share your experiences, which we already touched base on. And finding a like-minded individual community like this helps us raise our vibration. So we raise our vibrational energy. The key is to really get into oneness. And the more of us that can be connected like this can raise the vibrational energy of the whole world globally. If we could globally get into oneness, it would be absolute incredibleness, but it will create global unity. And so I just really wanted to foster some conversations and tell people to release their fear of being judged about sharing some experiences and developing their spiritual gifts. And so the only other thing I really wanted to say was the book can be found at Amazon or Barnes & Noble, Balboa Press, the website, which I believe Frankie has listed down here. There's probably a link, and the website is you're not FCKING crazy.com. And also it's available in print and audiobooks. So the audiobook is available if you're not a reader, but it is only 83 pages. So it's a very thin book. So don't be scared. And there's some exercises in it. So the written version is nice because you can get the exercises, but the audiobook, if you're not a big reader, I recommend that. So
yeah, it is a quick read, but it's so good. That brought back a lot of memories of experiences I've had, and the exercises in here are spot on. So I appreciate this book. I really do love it. When you're looking for it, if you're looking for it, it is you're not. Make sure you put that asterisk in there and that apostrophe.
Yes, thank you, Natalie, because my green screen doesn't work very well. Yes, so if you're searching on Amazon, that's exactly how you have to write it.
Thank you for writing this book.
Yeah,
thank you.
Definitely.
Also, you can put in my name, Kendra Bergman, Bergman is the last name, and it should come up under that too. So see, author Kendra Bergman.
So a little hack also on some of the homework. It's actually homework that she's giving you. Call it exercise. Well, let's call it what it is.
Not
it's
a teacher.
Okay. Because most of the time we're at home when we're having to do this. Or not. Sure. But anyway, so a little hack, because I've been trying to get myself to journal consistently for years, is a little recorder. You have the recorder on your phone. So when you're trying to practice your mindfulness and you're not necessarily a big journaler, they do have apps that you can actually have on your phone, a journal. Now, there's pros and cons to that. I'm one of those ones that's like, what happens if I lose my phone? Or if you get hacked, then they can get into your journal as well. So, it's whatever, but hey.
Yeah, don't save your passwords, just your deepest thoughts. That's all.
They'll just think you're effing crazy. That's all.
That's right. But you're not.
Nope. They'll be
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kendra.
Thank you, Kendra. All right, Miss Shannon, do you want to talk a few minutes about your nature law class that you're offering?
Okay, so the one you were talking about in June, right?
Natural law. Yeah.
Natural law.
So when we talk about natural law, well, let's just put it this way. A lot of people, sometimes when we're looking and so forth, and we're trying to figure out where we're going to land some of the beliefs. We might like something that's in Catholicism. We might like something that's in Buddhism. We might like something that's in any of the regular religions that are out there, but there's something that just may not fit with you. And that's okay. They're not wrong. All of those are a path going to the same place. Okay. We're all on the path. We're all on the same journey. We're all taking a little bit different trails. Some are a little bit more cleared out. Some have had the massive docents go through and you got a really beautiful path. Okay. Some, it's like taking your machete and going through the jungle. Okay. But what I can tell, and and the reason I say that in some aspects is that's how it was for me, trying to figure out where I landed. And what's interesting is Kendra, Danelle, and I all went to the same church. I'm older, obviously, so they were there when they had better furniture, but we all went to the same church. And there was just things about it that didn't set well. Okay, none of us will sit there and say, okay, it's a bad thing. It's just some of their practices, it doesn't resonate. Okay. Natural law, universal law resonates. Okay. And believe it or not, those are what a lot of the practices for Catholicism and all your major religions follow, is universal law. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Okay, how implementing universal law can change your life. Now, some people are like, what's universal law? Because Danelle's like, you're going to have to tell them. She'll say, tell them.
Some of us aren't that bright.
No, she'll say the law of attraction. Then everybody understands. Yeah. Okay, well, yes, the law of attraction. There's quite a few. And in
that's one of the laws.
That's one of the laws.
Yeah.
And you have to have the other ones to kind of go along with it. So what I would be discussing is, 12 laws to live by or understand that will help you to get more in tune and in harmony with what you actually want to do and to get to your life purpose. Okay. And believe it or not, a lot of them, most all of them, have a common thread that can be found in all of the religious texts that we have. So that's the other thing that's really beautiful about this group as well. In most communities that you have is we're open-minded. We want to learn from all the little bits that we can take, and we'll be referencing all different modalities because it's all leading to the same place. So if you'd like to get a little bit more information about that and understand it, feel free to please join me on, June 25th at 5:30 to 7:30. It'll be on Zoom.
So you can go to the website, alittlebitofkindness.org. It's in the little banner running across. And it's called Nature's Law, What Is It? And it's a live workshop that Shannon will be doing.
Natural law.
Natural
law. Natural. I don't know. I keep saying nature.
Yeah.
I need to go out in nature and ground. Nature is naturally what I would think now.
Wait, is that like the typo for the mediumship?
Oh, that was funny. Oh my gosh.
We started off behind the scenes and say what Danelle was saying, and I do a lot of the putting stuff up and advertise, but it's always in a rush, right? And
Yes,
AD said it's the strawberry moon. I'm always in a rush, but then I always say to somebody, please reread that because I often make a typo or a date error.
It made my day. It said Val will be talking about being a medium and medium shit, but there was a T at the end. I thought that was the best thing in the world. I'm like, I cannot wait to hear about her shit.
Mediumship is when you do it with intention and grace. The other way is when you just sort of throw stuff out and you're just like, that's the difference. It's subtle.
Exactly.
But important.
Natural law workshop. Natural law.
So So the natural law, just so you know, some key points about it too. They are truth. They are immutable, and you cannot live your life outside of the law. They're absolute and perfect, and I can show you how. So
Nice.
anyway,
Join it. It's
I love
$25.
it, Shannon.
I think sign up through the website, and you're gonna love it. Shannon's a great teacher, and
She is.
we all love learning from her. All right, Miss Natalie, do you have some things? And what else are we supposed to be doing here? What are people supposed to be
So
dropping in?
yeah, you know what? Just leave a comment. I've been putting everybody's names who has left a comment. I got you there, Don. I'll put you in a little raffle thing, and at the end we will choose a winner for the free giveaway that we're giving. And then I was going to talk about too, as I'm putting in this name, some holidays that are coming up, or just some things in June that are coming up. So of course we know Father's Day is coming up this Sunday, so make sure that you take some time this Sunday to honor those fathers in your life, those men and sometimes women who have stepped into that father role and have taken care of us and helped us grow. So say happy Father's Day and
Father's Day, everybody.
treat them well. The other thing that's coming up at the end of the month, which is I just love this day, the summer solstice is coming up on June 21st. It's also known, I'm going to say this name wrong, but is it Litha?
Oh,
And
Letha.
Letha, yeah.
Yeah.
And that name, it means mind. It means calm, gentle. And during the summer solstice, that day is just a time communities come together. The energy of the sun is the strongest. We're celebrating abundance, and it's a great time to really, as you're spending time with community, but also take some time to spend some time with yourself and let go of anything that no longer serves you and make room for new things to come. It's the longest day of the year. It's halfway between both equinoxes, where the sun is. It's the longest day of the year. Did I say that already? Sorry.
It bears repeating.
The sun is,
It's
yeah.
so
It's
magical.
growth, new beginning, and it's the beginning of summer, and I just love summer.
Oh,
so
me
I'd
too,
like to,
Natalie.
if I could interject something, since we're talking about things that are happening, I feel compelled to talk about this, especially since of this time frame. We're supposed to be talking. This time frame is a time to focus on self-love, families, home, relationships, and perhaps repairing some that may be a little bit strained. Okay. And we are also promoting the fact that we are an inclusive community for like-minded individuals and all that kind of sort of thing, and welcoming. So I would also like for us all to remember, regardless of where you stand on any of the issues, but we should recognize that June is Pride Month. So let us recognize those individuals that are celebrating Pride Month, whatever your beliefs are or not. They're people and humans alike. And if we were all with a paper bag over our head and could only hear voices and stuff like that, we would never know anything about those things anyway. So anyway, shout out to all you people that are celebrating Pride Month as well.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yes, I love that. So,
Are we ready to roll the dice here?
Let's do this.
Yeah, roll the dice, and then I'll pull the card before we go and just talk about something last minute things coming up. So go ahead, and if you guys have things you want to see on future shows, drop them in the comments, because we're going to be interviewing people. I think next month we're bringing on an acupuncturist, right?
Yep, Serena Gabriel. She's a Chinese medical practitioner and a musician, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about acupuncture.
Make sure you're on time, because she's going to get right to the point.
Oh my God, that was like a Danelle joke.
Before we
And
choose
I
a name,
think-
I just want to remind you, go ahead, drop your name in the comments if you want to win this possible amazing thing that we are giving away for free. Also, don't forget to follow us, like us, share us with your friends, and make sure that you're here, because we're going to do this every month.
I already have a winner.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay.
So Amanda, your
Yay.
name.
Yay!
I did a little.
Amanda Abruzzo, is that who is the winner?
Yes.
Well, which one? I was going to say, because we have another Amanda on here too.
AD is
yeah.
also our other Amanda.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
That's
I put
okay.
AD
She's just
in.
sort of
It's
she put her name out.
yeah, Amanda
right.
Abruzzo. Yes.
Yeah.
And
So go ahead
tell
and
them what they're winning. What are they winning?
you are winning a copy of "You're Not Effing Crazy" by Kendra Bergman.
Uh,
Awesome.
Whoop whoop. And how do we
so-
get her information, Frankie?
yeah. Frankie's
Yes,
going
so
to be
if
in touch, right?
So you
Yes,
get to
if
do
you-
some homework.
If you want to email me at our email, you can reach out through the website too if you want.
Or
but I'm
I
putting
think
in right
I
there
know Amanda
is-
too. So yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
So there is my information. So if you want to email me, Amanda, and then we can get your address or where we're going to ship it to. Kendra, do we have audiobooks too, or is it just the physical one we're shipping?
I don't have access. I think we
Okay.
could do an audiobook. And I believe Amanda is local and she's a friend of mine, so I
Okay,
can
wait.
connect with
Oh,
her. If
wonderful.
Amanda, if you already have I wasn't sure, Amanda, if you already have a copy of the book, but I don't think you do. But if you do, we can make a little trade, but we will hook
And
you
you're
up
gonna-
one way or another.
You're gonna sign it, right? Too.
Of course, absolutely. So especially if you're local, right? You get an autographed copy.
Oh, I love that.
And Frankie, where is it at? I think Don said he would love to learn more about acupuncture,
Yeah,
which
I
is
got
great.
that
We'd
down.
love for him to as well. If you could do, because he came late inadvertently because he had an appointment. So if we can go over again how he can catch the show and all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
again, that would
So
be
Don,
wonderful.
yeah.
What's the
so
date?
Don follows us, but if you guys are on YouTube, and the show is always the second Wednesday of every month. So next Wednesday, or next month on Wednesday, the second Wednesday, we will be having the next live taping. Now the tapings always store on YouTube. So when I get done here, I go through and edit them, and then we upload them to YouTube. So if you want to rewatch the show because there's something you really liked and missed, Don, you can go ahead and rewatch the show. It will be great. Also, make sure go to YouTube and like or subscribe to our YouTube channel, because the more people who subscribe, the more that helps us keep the program going. We're also going to be putting some short series in between the monthly tapings. So we may throw out some things on YouTube. So if you subscribe, you'll get notification when maybe we decide to throw a little interview with somebody or check out a shop or talk about a topic that we only have an hour with you guys once a month. It's not enough time to cover all of the amazing things we want to talk to you about. So you can also go to our website, alittlebitoofkindness.org, and we have workshops on there. We have this Friday, our live psychic fair. You have to get tickets. It's 10 minutes for $20. It's $20 for 10 minutes. And it starts at 4:30, I think, Arizona time, and 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We have a 2-hour window. Readings will be every 10 minutes, and there's 3 readers to pick from. You will need tickets for that, and those are private readings. We break you out into a little group. Val is going to be doing mediumship readings. So if you want to try out some mediumship readings, see if a spirit or a loved one comes through, jump on Friday, get a ticket, and you can have a private one-on-one with her. I'm going to be doing some Oracle and Tarot, and then we have Dee, who's going to be doing animal communication and Lenormand readings. So those are our 3 for this month. We do those the second Friday of every month, and they are online. So all you need to do is pick up, buy a ticket, and you'll get a Zoom link to jump in with your favorite reader. So stay tuned for more. We're going to be adding some healing. Danelle may be doing some healing modalities next month. We're working on that. So if you want to come and do a reading or a healing, we may have both of those to offer in the future shows that are coming up. I think I covered most things. The last thing to pick is a card for the day. So I'm shuffling my Oracle cards as we talk.
So our next Tea
Affirmation.
Talk show is July 9th.
Okay.
July 9th. July 9th. And we're going to have the acupuncturist on joining us. And Danelle's going to talk about empath and what an empath is and all of that. Also, if you haven't checked out the website, another thing we've added are blogs. And we were talking about the clairs today, and there is a blog. If he hasn't loaded it, it will be loading soon, and it talks about the clairs. There is also, what was the other blog? Oh, the other blog is going to be about an empath and what an empath means. And last month, I think it was Reiki for anxiety, and that was a really good blog too. So check out, he's going to be uploading blogs once or twice a month on different topics as well. So you can go on and read those at any time. So we got affirmations to lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire. Use positive affirmations. So this is my fairy deck. So it's all about affirmations. And guess what? Tonight is the full moon, right? So what is the affirmation? We did that little manifestation prayer in the beginning for the full moon. So I want you to make an affirmation. If you want, you can go ahead and you can write down what you want to release, burn it on a little piece of paper. And then I want you to write what you want, what an affirmation, something you want. And I want you to put it under some moon water. So if you want to make moon water, just put some water in a jar and put it under the moon. People often ask what you can do with that. You guys know, what do you do with moon water?
I have no idea.
Oh, you can
put it-
enhance things that you want to manifest.
Oh,
You can use it in spell work. If you do spell work, you can put it in your bath water. Some people ingest it. Think of it like you go out in the sun to soak up vitamin D, right? When the moon is full and I go out at night, I walk the dog, sometimes I can't sleep. Like, just bask in the moon. You can clear your crystals, your cards.
That's
can
what I was
make
just going to
moon
say.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
So
you
lots
cleanse
of
your
things-
crystals in the moon water?
You
As long as
probably
they're
can.
not porous, you probably can.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Of course.
Some of them,
Okay.
some of them you might want to check because some of them don't do well in water. You just want to do a dry cloth with them to
Okay.
clear them off.
So just make sure, because some stones aren't great with the water. So affirmations. Make your affirmations tonight. It's the new moon, and I hope you get to see it. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, sprinkle a little kindness wherever you go. That's our goal, is to build community and connection here and spread kindness with everything that we're trying to do. So we look forward to seeing you next month, and you have a wonderful, blessed full moon.
Yes.
Namaste.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.